Conversation, baby. They call it Mr. Conversation, baby. They call it Mr. Conversation, baby. Come sit in this hot seat, latest information daily. He the boss of the streets, can't compare, so versatile. Trying to keep up, it's gonna take a while. Talk games on wild style. Just tune in, let him run you down. They call him Mr. Conversation, baby. Come sit in this hot seat, latest information daily. He the boss of the streets, can't compare, so versatile. Try to keep up, it's gonna take a while. Talk games on wild style. Just tune in, let him run.
All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy EJ, aka Mr. Conversation, and y'all are tuned in to another episode of the Hot Seat. Just to let y'all know, I do all types of content. All right, we might be politics one day. You might see the beautiful ladies on here another day. You might see somebody from some other world. We might be talking about anime or whatever, because that's what you get from Mr. Conversation. But we got a lot going on in this city of Columbus, Georgia right now. All right. And I told myself I was going to do my best to cover everything that's going on with this election and this election season. Y'all know what's going on above us. We got to get home straight and handled first. So today I have District 3 City Council candidate, Dr. Jake Golden, everybody. Tell him what's up while I give you your claps, brother. Talk to him. Tell him
what's going on. I hope everybody's good. I mean, I want to appreciate you, EJ, for having me. I'm excited, and I'm excited about this season and what's going on right here in Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, definitely. Now, listen, it's rare that you have somebody that's on here at the same time with another commander voice that's over here. So I know y'all feeling it with that audio right now. My boy doing his thing. So first question for you, right? We're going to get straight into it. Who is Dr. Jake Golden?
First of all, EJ, Dr. Jake Golden is the son of God, is a child of God. I am a longtime born resident of Columbus, Georgia, graduated here from the Kendrick High School, class of 95, go Cherokees. That's why y'all see the blue and gold. I always got a rep.
Go Tigers, but that's what's up.
Respect to the Tigers. But and I went off to school and got a degree in early childhood education from Valdosta State University. Went on and got my master's degree from Troy University in educational leadership. And then I pursued my doctorate degree and received it from Nova Southeastern University in 2002. Was it 2008? That's it. You know, these years are back then. I have it in educational leadership as well. Served here, man. I've taught in Columbus, Georgia. Enjoyed my time. Now I'm in administration and continue the leadership on different levels, man.
Okay, where did you teach at here?
Well, I taught, let me see, when I first started, I taught at Britt David Magnet Academy. Then I went on to Forest Road Elementary. I was at St. Mary's Magnet Academy. I was also at Georgetown. So I've taught in several different schools. I've taught every grade K through 8, actually. I was at Marshall Middle School for a little while under Vanessa Biggers. Hey, Miss Biggers.
Shout out to Miss Biggers.
Yeah, man, she's great and a great family. But I've had an opportunity to really serve in this community and have been serving ever since I can remember, from high school on up.
Okay, so you have been responsible for helping our young kids since the early 2000s. You know what I mean? Like, you've really been doing your thing. So let's get into some of the questions or whatnot. Now, why you? Why are you running, especially at this time?
Well, I'm running because I feel like I'm prepared for this. I went to Councilman Huff several years back, about 8 years, and I told him that I'd like to be city council. I think at that time I was young and full of vigor and wanted to just serve on a different capacity and different level. And I actually met him, I think it was at a funeral. I keep saying a banquet, but it's at a funeral. And I said, so listen, but my parents brought me up right here, you know, Southern values, and those values are, listen, I pay respect is due. Councilman Huff has served for many years along with Calvin Smyrie and Sanford Bishop. I mean, these are people that I actually grew up watching leadership from. So out of respect, I just said, I will run, but I will not run against you. Well, it just so happened he was getting ready to turn it in 16 years. That's a lot of service, taking time with the family. And he called me and I said, I'm ready. I'm ready to step up to the plate. I watched the things that have been going on here in Columbus for the past 16 years. I see the progress. I understand the vision and where we're going. And I think that's what makes me the most capable in order to continue to push us forward into where the future Columbus and what Columbus is going to be.
Okay. So that covers why you think you should. Now, I'm going to cover some questions that the constituents have and some that I have. So District 3 has a longstanding concern about infrastructure and uneven investment. What's one street or area you would prioritize in your first 3 to 6 months of you taking the position?
Well, I feel like the first 30, 60, 90 days, I need to make sure, really, there are a lot of projects that are in progress here. And I think that is the gift and the curse. And what I mean by that is the gift is there are a lot of projects that are going on. The curse is there are a lot of projects that are going on. Meaning, if you go down Casita Road right now, I don't know about any of y'all who like rims on your car. I've cracked quite a few of them. Shout out to P-Tap, Jason. I appreciate you. I'm gonna put that out there. Many times I've had to change my rims from hitting from construction that's going on. And I understand what the vision is, the widening of the roads, and the reason being, little did people know that there are great projects that are happening right now. For example, we do have the new Otis Spencer Stadium, but right across the street, we're getting ready to put some affordable housing in. It's going to be 3 floors for senior living. I'm grateful for that. Even though my grandmother has passed, I love the fact that our city has embraced our elderly and looking for them to have affordable housing along with others as well. But there's going to be a 3-story building built right across the street from me. Well, in order to do that, people have to understand that we have to have enough room to travel. Now, if you're from Columbus, you remember Casita Road. It was 2 lanes, one down, one out. Well, that makes it difficult for constituents to move back and forth, go in and out. So you have to widen the roads.
Especially now that Buena Vista is locked at this moment.
Exactly. And see, people, and what I want the constituents to understand, and my future constituents, if I'm elected, is this progress is really positive progress. See, the reason we are widening Buena Vista Road, anybody ever tell you that, Brother EJ?
Talk to me. You let them know.
All right. The reason they're riding on Buena Vista Road and the reason why they're putting the exit that's going on to Fort Benning, see, you have to have a certain amount of infrastructure in order to hold heavy trucks. Okay, so I want to paint a picture for you. Let's just say we put a PF Chang's. I just use that for example, but I pull that out of there. And we want to put that restaurant right there on Buena Vista Road. Well, guess what? Big trucks need to be able to go up that ramp and come down. The bridges, as they are currently standing, cannot handle that much weight going on and off. So the big trucks need to be able to go on and off the highway at least, I think, 2 to 4 miles. I might be off a little bit in that fact. However, the infrastructure needs to be strong enough to hold it. So the reason we're seeing those bridges that are being made and they're taking time, one, because we need to be safe. We want our constituents to be safe. And 2 is because we are preparing for the future. We are widening roads. We are widening the highway because in order for us to get these businesses that we are going to have in District 3, we need to have space for those trucks to go in and out and not through neighborhoods. They need to come straight off the highway to the establishments and back and not through neighborhoods.
Got you. So follow-up question on that a little bit. So as far as distribution of funds for these restaurants to make sure that they come down here, how will you fight to make sure that we can put that PF Chang's or here instead of it going to North Side? Because the last things that have been built, Dave's Hot Chicken, all this stuff over there is always, even the other chicken joint. By the way, we need more than just some chicken joints in here, but we're just going to talk about a restaurant right now for y'all hit up the inbox. All y'all talking about is restaurants. That's not what he means. That's just an example, correct?
We love to eat.
Yeah. So what are you going to do to make sure that some of those businesses come down here?
Mm-hmm. Well, let me paint a picture because I've been here all my life. And one thing we know about District 3, I think I've seen a conversation on Facebook about this, that a lot of the property taxes, a lot of tax money comes from District 3. Why? Because District 3 is residential. We have a lots of homes. Now, I want everybody to understand I am an advocate for all businesses, especially small businesses, because we have some fantastic restaurants, which I patronized one today at 12 o'clock. Shout out to Rhodes Caribbean. I love the jerk chicken. Okay. But
I like the oxtails.
I have gone, and what I'm telling you is that we're a residential area. Okay. Now we're going to bring businesses in. I want people to know the positives and the negatives. Okay. Because when we bring in bigger businesses and we're going to bring in more constituents, more people coming in, more traffic, which brings in, road rage that brings in accidents. Now, I am very much an advocate because I would love to have me a whatever restaurant right around the street from me. However, I'm more looking into us taking care and improving what we have right now as we prepare for those businesses. So your question was, what am I going to do? I'm definitely, once these infrastructures have been put in place and the roads have been widened, I would definitely be an advocate if it is the constituents' will and pleasure to have different restaurants come down and be right here. I mean, we still have I think we called it back in the day, we called it a traffic circle. We still have plenty of land space there. There are places where we can, I can see in the vision, but it's going to take us widening these roads, having better lighting, making sure that the infrastructure can hold and sustain what we're getting ready to build and what we want to have.
Got you. So you were talking about being a residential area. So there are vacant homes and neglected properties in parts of District 3. Do you believe the city is doing enough to hold owners accountable? And if not, what can we do to make that change?
Well, one thing I do know is code enforcement is very important. Okay. The lots that are vacant, we need to make certain that they are up to code. Now, a lot of times, and I can say this because I know plenty of people who are renting houses. It's not that some of those homeowners don't want to renovate the homes. It's not that. Some of them, it takes money to renovate homes. It takes time. It takes resources. And if you've gone and bought a piece of lumber within the past, 2 years, you understand a lot. So it takes money. So trying to find grants and trying to find people that are willing to put in and to willing to invest into helping those homeowners fix those homes up, reinforcing the codes and making sure that we are following code and keeping it, and curb appeal, what brings on investors. All right. So as we are widening roads, as we're beautifying Columbus, as we're doing these things, it's going to encourage curb appeal. District 3 is the ideal place to have bigger restaurants. Why? Because I told you, we're residential. This is where the people are. This is where the consumers are. This is where the money is. I think a lot of the money that is gathered from our constituents, all the money that goes and help fund a lot of these other programs. And we need to just make certain that we are strong. We are strong as a district in order to bring things together, in order to make these bigger projects happen in the future.
Definitely. Okay, let's go to public safety. Do you believe that the policing in District 3 is currently effective? Because this is some of me in here, from my perspective, because I live in District 3. And District 3 and District 4 seem to be some of the most over-policed versus other districts. What is how do you feel about that? And if you would change anything, who are you going to work with? How will we handle that?
Well, me personally, I believe in community policing. Okay. And what I mean by that is I remember growing up, and God bless my godfather who's passed, Charlie Golden, when he was a police officer. I remember that he served the area right off University Road. I think is the apartments or the Vista Estates. Anytime anything would happen on his shift, we knew exactly where he was. The community knew who he was. He was in the schools. I think that we need to look more into back like we used to with the preventive side of police and the preventive side of crime. We're taking a lot of the programs that are out of our school, the DARE program, the GREAT program. Those programs help our constituents get to know our police even better. And once the relationship is built, once the relationship is together, you will start seeing better relationship, you will start seeing things getting done. People are more apt to talking to and more apt to dealing with people that they know. Policemen that they feel are from their community, people that they feel are on their level. Now, when you ask me, was the policing effective? When we look at data-wise, crime has actually decreased in Columbus. And so I would be very interested in seeing the data and which area and where things were taken. However, we did just have a report coming that the sheriff department, along with the police department, together, they're doing a great job of actually policing. Now, what we can do is how we change the narrative of over policing or over policing one area. It's about relationships. It's about relationships. It's about us feeling safe and knowing that we can reach out to our police officers. We can reach out to them, and we know things to get done, and they're there for our help, there to help us and not to harm us.
Okay. Now, as far as would you support reallocating any funding towards maybe community programs potentially? Or are we going to keep it the same and just work on the prevention side, like you were saying?
Well, see, it's very difficult for me to say what I would support or whatever, but I will entertain any conversation I can have with my constituents about it and see what they're, because I'm not, as a city council, I'm not going in to have Jake's agenda. Jake's agenda is that we're going to move. No, I'm here for the people. I've always been for the people. A lot of people, I get criticized a lot because I do so much, but I don't really put it out. I don't want to, I shared with somebody, I said, I'm young enough and I'm old enough. Okay. I'm young enough to be into social media, but I'm old enough not to be into social media. And what I mean by that is a lot of times when you get people who are doing things in the community, they take pictures and they post it, and people think because you're posting and that's what you do. But there are people that are just like me, and I can name several who you'll never see a post that I know for a fact are in the community and they're grinding. But to get back to your question, you asked me, am I going to support it? I'm going to support whatever our constituents say. And you asked earlier too, about the communication piece and having meetings outside of my council meeting, because that's what's in the charter. No, we have to have that one-on-one. I'm learning through my canvassing right now. Everybody, my strategist told me that, she said, people know Jake the pastor, they know Jake the football player, they know Jake the author, Jake the father, but they need to be introduced to Jake Golden, the candidate. And meaning I need to get out, I have to shake hands, I get to know people. So in order for me to have that type of relationship, we have to have town hall meetings. As a school, as a principal, I have to put out a newsletter. After every council meeting, there'll be a real life, real language newsletter to break things down for the constituents that can be emailed, that can be passed out, all times of things. And also visiting the churches, going to the barbecues, going and spreading out the good news about what's going on in District 3. I think sometimes it's easy for bad news to travel, but we rarely talk about the good things. We rarely talk about we have some of the best food in the area. I know we talked about food already. We rarely talk about we have some small businesses that are thriving. We rarely talk about Columbus being one of the have the highest percentage of Black-owned businesses in the state almost. I mean, we rarely talk about those positive things that we're doing, and we need to put light on those things. So whatever my constituents' position would be on it, that is 100% what I would support.
Understood. So as far as accountability with being there, all right. So I've been hearing behind the scenes, you have a very great resume, like we talked about earlier, right? But again, like you just talked about, we don't quite know you as the candidate right now. Why do you think that is, though?
You know what? I've been thinking about that, and it's funny. You have to be in my thoughts during the evening, and what I mean by that, we're very much a social media driven age, and I've embraced social media and I do it. However, fortunately or unfortunately, I've never been the guy to go out and feed the hungry, take me a picture with somebody that I gave a plate to and then post it. Hi, look at me. A lot of times when we are feeding and I'm giving out boxes or we're packed or we're at the nursing homes, a lot of times I don't engage in a lot of the picture taking because one, I'm dirty. I'm sweaty because I'm boots on the ground. So finding that balance, and that's where I'm growing in the social media area too. Really getting out. I've always tried to, and I guess I want to say humbleness, but I guess I just don't want to brag. You know, I don't want to. I mean, I could easily come into this campaign and tell you I've managed budgets for over $300,000 to $1 million already. I was doing that as a teenager. I could tell you that I've been every single school that I've been principal in have improved every last one of them as an assistant and as principal. I could tell you that every first Saturday of the month, I'm meeting with 20 to 35 boys, mentoring them. I could do that. I could tell you that I'm going into the nursing home, and I could sit back and just feel like brag on myself a lot. I just think that people, when they know me, those that know me know my heart and know my heart for people and know my heart for this community. I've shown that consistently. And the last thing I'm gonna say, because I know I'm rambling, I'm excited, man.
Oh no, you gotta. I believe in, we say in radio, talk your stuff, King. You know what I mean? Like you have to put out your resume so that people can know, and they can be verified because you have legit communities that you have been a part of and that you still are a part of.
Right.
Now, speaking of that, though, when we talk about double-edged swords, now you do a lot, okay? And you also already, I have a comment that I want to read. It's from Ms. Foster. She says, how do you plan on providing the leadership District 3 needs when you are already leading a church and you have a school that is outside of the city? Let's talk about that.
I live in District 3. I have been here for 26 years. District 3 has my heart. I've led other organizations. I've been doing this for years. Nothing will change. Whether I am elected as city official or not, the work never stops. The work never changes. I'm here for my community. I'm here for our constituents. They can call me on my cell phone. You can email me. I email you back. You can text me. I can text you back. You can come to my house, 1463 Kings Mountain Road. Knock on the door. I will answer if I'm there.
Hey, you ain't that far away from me, man. Hold on. Don't be putting out your address. They're gonna be too close to me. No, we ain't coming nowhere around that. But yeah.
But so to answer that, and it's very, and I respect it. I have been I taught in Georgia in education for 18 years. And this is my story. Alabama gave me an opportunity in order to move into leadership and move and to try something new. As you look at my resume, you can see it's been I've been an administrator in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and I like to get in those situations. I like to get. I'm going to be honest. I enjoy going into failing schools. I enjoy going in and putting in processes and putting in things in order to make those schools better. And it is documented that I've been successful in each of those schools, and that method works. Looking at the data works. Building a relationship with people works. And as long as those things are working, it does not matter which organization that I'm over. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets the same attention. Everyone. That's like having someone who had more than one child. I have one baby, Kayla. I love you to death, baby. Let them know. I put all my time and my effort. And I always wonder, how does a person with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids do it? They do it. All of them are loved.
I got all 3. Of them. I ride with you. I understand. Same way. You might have to love them a little differently.
Come on, sir.
But it's all the same.
Come on. Oh, man. See, you're in my response right now. Oh, you don't want to keep my hands still.
No problem.
Yeah. But you're in my so that question is very fair, but it's also exactly what you said. Each of your children have to be loved a different way. I've been in the school where I was administrator over 1,200 kids. And then I've been in a school where there was only 280 kids. Each kid requires something different. That's educationally, that's emotionally, that's everything. Each one requires something different. You got to be able to meet them where they are.
All right, I've got a follow-up to that one. Do you plan on continuing all of that also along with when you in?
Okay. Now help me with that then. Say it one more time.
Pastorship, the mentorship, all of the other things that we've listed out today. Do you still plan on doing all of those things as well as being when you win city council?
That's a good question. I like that question, actually. Well, here's the deal, and these are the facts, okay? We have the election in May. This position does not start till January. School years end in May. A lot can happen between now and January. and I'm going to make the best decision for District 3. Well, wait a minute. Let me stop. I'm going to make the best decision for my health and my relationship with God, and for my family, and for District 3. So when you say continue, I can't say that, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep I have an S on my chest. I can do it. No, I'm not saying that. What I am going to say is that after May, there'll be some decisions that are being made. And those decisions will be made after we find out which way this ends up going.
Understood. Now I've got one more tough one for you. Now, with your background in education, right? With all that you're doing, being especially in this city, teaching as long as you have, why not school board? Why not superintendent? Why not trying to be in that one?
Man, you've been checking my resume out. I like that, because actually my ultimate goal is to one day be school superintendent.
Okay.
Now, is it going to be a Muskogee County? It's God's will. Is it going to be Talbot County? God's will. Is it going to be Bullitt County? God's will.
We ain't going to Talbot County. You ain't going over there. I went to school out there briefly. I don't care if they don't like me out there. No, we ain't sending him over there. Next. But continue. He ain't saying that. I'm saying that.
So what I'm saying is, to answer your question specifically, that I'm going to did everything that I'm doing, everything that I've done. If you look at the resume, they all have a common theme, and it's helping people. Every single job that I've ever had in my life, not many people can say that. And not every single organization, man, I'm getting excited because it brings me chills at how my heart just beats for others. And this is not a show for me, y'all. I'm on this show. I appreciate the invitation, but you're absolutely right. It does bother me at night, because sometimes, when you mean good and you work hard, and it seems like you ask yourself, God, does anybody notice? And he say, I do. And I'm like, well, God, let EJ give me a shout out, or let something happen. And it never happens. So it gets down.
But he did, because who reached out to who?
Oh, amen.
I was in your inbox.
You did.
I jumped in your DM.
You did. You
So,
did.
There you go.
You did. And I appreciate that. And that meant more to me than brother. I'm being real with you, because sometimes, man, I don't, and please to people watching, all of the people that are winning awards in here, those are my friends, and I love them, and they do great work. But I don't always get the prize. I don't always get the trophy, and that's okay. But I am still, the common theme is, I love people, I serve people, and that's exactly what I'm going to continue to do right here in District 3 as your next city councilor.
Okay. Now, we have a question. There are many people who are not satisfied with the lack of assertiveness with our current leadership. Can we expect more of the same for you? Before he goes, I will say he addressed part of this earlier about it not being his agenda. It's the agenda of the people. Now, you can continue from there.
And that's the bottom line. I think what's happened is, one, politics now is so divisive, and shout out to the other candidates. I don't know them personally. That we haven't been divisive. I mean, everybody's just running their own race, and we've gotten away from the people somewhere. I don't know where it is, and maybe it's perception, because perception is your reality. Maybe it's the perception that we're not for the people, but the back room, this and all of that, I don't know anything about that. I just know how to be authentically me. I just know how to authentically lead. So I am going to definitely be about what the people want, not what Jake wants, because just what Jake wants what's best for this district, and what's best for this district is what's best for that can contact all, that affects all constituents, and not just a certain subgroup, not just a certain people.
Okay. Next question. 2 years, 3 months from now, right? Give me something that you would have liked to have accomplished before the next elections.
Before the next election?
Yes.
Number one, all current projects will be complete till its fidelity. That's one thing. Number two, the timeliness. I want to bring community back And that's calm. You have the calm, and then you have unity. Calm means communication, unity in one communication. What I'm saying is, I want our district to get back to talking to each other. Do you realize that there are people right now? I've stayed in my home for 26 years, and I make sure that I know my neighbors. We communicate. I learned something from one of my neighbors when we're starting to put things out on the curb, and if the trash isn't getting picked up, did you know that you can call 311 and they will come
311.
get it? So instead of feeling like you have to go and illegally dump it somewhere, put it on the curb, call the number. And then for those of us that are paying people that are illegally dumping, there's a hotline that we can call in order to report it and get those things taken care of. But see, so the thing is that we need to make certain. I see your face, Doc. I want to hear what you got to say about that.
The hot seat.
Help me.
The hot seat
Help me.
does not advocate for snitching. I'm joking. You got to do what you got to do to keep your community clean, y'all.
Stitches get stitches, right?
Yeah, leave
But
that alone.
so what I'm saying is we've gotten away from what the people want and communicating with the people and letting the people know what's going on. I don't think it was intentional. I'm not gonna sit back. I don't know, family, to all of y'all that are watching, that will be watching this. I want to say, I know that everybody think people become city councilors and this is for clout, this is for pride. It takes some servants to come up in here now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to be getting, I already do. Even without this, I get calls. You're there. You're in the community. You're grinding. I don't know if I want to think that people intentionally got away from the nuts and bolts of helping community, helping people. I do know that money influences a lot of things, but I want to make sure that, hey, while this money is moving around, what's happening over here in the South Side?
I think that's one of the most important things that I've heard you say. Money allocation and us being educated on where is it going and what, the accountability of it. I think I need to hear that from every council person that's up here. And if I don't, that gives a trigger to me right there. So speaking of that, this is the trick question that's ever been knocking people down and everything when they come on here.
Right.
Data centers. All right. Let me know how you feel about them. What's your research that you've done so far? Let's get it.
I don't have enough information about data centers. You get a lot of hearsay. You have the things you've read. I've talked to a few constituents about it. Some pro, some against. But I'm going to tell you that. So I don't have an opinion either way. And the reason I say that is because I do know that, and I didn't come to preach. So, but I do know that all things are working together for my good. So if it's here, it's for my good. If it's not, it's for my good. So what am I saying? So my position is to, as counselor, is to listen to the future constituents and hear what the heart of the people are saying. I've heard about bills being raised. I heard about light bill, water bill. These are things that I've heard, that I've read. But then you also look at the flip side where you heard about there'll be millions of dollars that'll be put into this area. It's talking about taking away property taxes. And believe it or not, family, for District 3, taking away property taxes, that's pretty good. Because remember, we talked about District 3 being one of the larger residential areas. So of home ownership and home rentals and things like that. So back to the data center question, I just don't have enough to have a strong definitive answer. But I can tell you that I'm going to do whatever the people need to do. And personally, Jake Golden, if it's here, it's for my good. If it's not here, it's for my good.
All right. Now, I want you to take the next minute or two, give them the spiel about you, why to pick you for this particular job. Let's get it.
All right. Bottom line is, family, I am the change that you seek. I've shown it through years of experience. I've handled budgets. I'm a regular homeboy. I can sit and talk in the barbershop, but I can also get things done in the boardroom. You need a candidate that can not only articulate the needs and the wants of this district, you need a candidate that can truly advocate for you with the right poise, building the right relationships, and that's how we get things done. We don't need anybody who can go in, you try to throw your weight around and try to set yourself apart, because that's not what it's all about. Everybody knows that leadership is relationships, and relationships is what I do, and relationships is what I do best. And as your District 3 counselor, I will continue to have those relationships with you along with others, as I've done for many, many years before. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm blessed just to be able to run. So I didn't, and you know, I didn't want to be traditional and to start off in the beginning saying, first of all, I want to give an honor to God who's the head of my. No, I want you to watch my walk. Watch the things I talk about. Watch where you see me. See my actions in public. Who I am in public is who I am in private, family. I love District 3. I'm here. And councilman or not, we're going to move forward. But I guarantee you, if I am chosen, I'm accessible. You can surely hold me accountable. I'm credible and I'm confident. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was Dr. Jake Golden here on the hot seat. We grilled him a little bit. He came up out the fire, even stronger man. All right, y'all. Thank y'all very much. Tune in for the next show.